And yet, there's still a lot of room for variation because remember, we are talking about art here, not science or baking, which is science. The Creative Spotlight with Emily Ulibarri, episode 16. Dream, create, repeat. Evaluating your creative process. Scene 1, take 1, action. Hello, creative souls, and welcome back to the Creative Spotlight. Today we're going to talk a little bit about process, and I'm going to invite you to do a little bit of a self-evaluation to bring a little more awareness and intentionality to your creative process. So if you don't already know, I am a theater maker, so playwright, producer, actress, dancer, and my husband and I have an immersive theater here in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And I feel really lucky in terms of creative process because my art form, my medium, is literally called production. We produce a production. It's all about process. And so this is really natural and joyful to me because I like to be organized. I like to kind of have timelines and know where things are going and have like an efficiency to the process. The more shows we have produced, now keep in mind we're doing all original work. So we're doing literally from concept to curtain, from an idea to a script being written, to casting, to rehearsals and scheduling, to costuming, props, sound design, lighting design, all the while layering on top of that, marketing, promoting, collaborations, all these things. It's a lot, it's thick, and it's not as simple as finish one, then do the other, then do the other, then do part D, part E, part F. It's not. They actually overlap a lot, and some of them need to be done at the same time, and some of them can't be done until the other one's done. So there is a level of complexity to it that all has to be tightly organized. I love that so much. Now, you might not be a theater maker. You might be an author or a musician or a painter or a sculptor or a jewelry maker or a metal worker or a glass blower. I'm not sure what your creative flow is, my darling, but I'm sure there's a process to it. Every art form has somewhat of a natural process, and yet there's still a lot of room for variation because remember, we are talking about art here, not science or baking, which is science, right? Like you have to do it in order. And so I think it's great that we have the creative freedom inside of the creative process, but also if it's too smushy and disorganized, we can kind of suffer from that. We can waste time or energy reinventing the wheel every time, or just kind of being inefficient with the limited resources we might have, right? Like not all of us have all day long to just stand in front of a canvas. Maybe you do. Good for you if you do. But nonetheless, you still might find a richer experience if it has some clarity of process. And so I'm really excited right now. I am working on something. I've over the years of creating show after show after show, I've gotten a template built out, a production guide, what I call my production guide. And it's got all the steps and all the pieces and all the departments. So as we go into creating each unique show, I know the order that things essentially need to occur in and what overlaps and what has to be done before the next thing can start. It's complex, but it's now very organized. And I love it so much, the process, to have this process that can kind of be zoomed out on, and then you can literally just plug in a unique new creative idea, in our case, a unique new show. And so what I'm working on right now for you is taking our theater production guide and sort of reformatting it so that all creatives of any medium could use this and kind of plug their own creative work into it. And it will include aspects of monetization because that increases the complexity, right? It's not just, oh, I want to paint a picture. I have a canvas, I have paints, I have an idea, go, right? I don't mean to minimize what all goes into painting a picture, by the way, so don't read that way. But when we add monetization, there are additional layers, right? Because we have to think about those aspects, not just the creative work, but the selling and promoting of the creative work. And so I am working on that production guide, and I would love to know if you would drop like a heart or a hey yeah in the comments, and let me know if that's something you'd be interested in getting your hands on, because that will motivate me even more to get it done for you so that you can improve your own creative process. In the meantime, while I'm working on that, here's something for you to work on to start improving your creative workflow right now. I'm going to read it because I want to say it right. So there are a few questions I'd like you to ask yourself, okay? The first question is, how many steps are there in your creative process? Now, you probably don't know, like right off the top of your head, 3. Like there's probably more than that. And so that question alone will sort of encourage you to sit down and think about how many steps there actually are. What are you kind of doing on automatic because you just know it so well? And what do you maybe love to skip? Again, especially if you're doing monetization. Sometimes like we wait till the thing's done to start promoting it. That should go way back at the beginning. Okay, so that was the first question. How many steps are there in your creative process? The second question, what order do those steps need to occur in for your process to be ideal, both creatively and efficiently? So what order do those steps need to occur in for your process to be ideal? So you've laid out all the steps. Now you're thinking about putting them in some kind of order, catching yourself if maybe you do some of them in an order that's not self-serving. Question 3. Does your process include aspects of monetization like marketing, selling, promoting, sharing, etc.? If not, that's okay. If you're not in the monetization world, no big deal. You don't need to worry about that one. And question 4, how do you think you would benefit from streamlining your creative workflow? How do you think you would benefit from streamlining your creative workflow? Meaning, I've benefited a lot from organically, after the creation of lots of shows, organically building out my production guide so that I don't have to think about which pieces I'm missing, and how I used to always wait till the show was done to promote. And then I'm like, oh crap, opening night, we forgot to promote, right? It's a little bit exaggerated, but like, right. I've benefited a lot by really streamlining and creating a consistent, organized template that I can use for every show. Even though every show is unique and special, the template and the structure remains the same. I can use it every time. It speeds me up, and it's allowed us to go from producing one show every other year to producing, 2, 3, 4 shows in a year, and not feeling burnt out by that because I have a structure where things don't need to be creative. The structure doesn't have to be the creative part. The structure is the system that the creativity exists within. And so don't think that creating a structure or a streamline or a workflow hinges or hinders your creativity at all, because it doesn't. It'll actually allow you to expend less energy on things that could be structured and streamlined and easy, and spend more of your energy on improving the quality of the actual creative work that exists within that structure. So those are the questions for you. I hope that they open up some observation and some awareness to your own creative process. And like I said, I am building out a production creative process for you guys. I'm really excited about it. Put a comment, a heart, a high 10 in the comments if you're interested in getting your hands on that. As always, please subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. It would mean the world to me and the channel. Give it a like, give it a share if you know another creative. And if you'd like to dive deeper into the creative pool with me, then follow the link below to sign up to receive my weekly newsletter. I love writing it for you, and I would love for you to read it. That's a wrap, darling. Now go do your creative work.